Hello friends, I am Dr. Gaurav. In this video, I will discuss about Carnot theorem and its corollaries and the thermodynamic temperature scale. Contents are Carnot theorem, corollaries, the thermodynamic temperature scale. First is Carnot theorem. It states that the efficiency of an irreversible heat engine is always less than the efficiency of a reversible one operating between the same two reservoirs. Proof of Carnot theorem. You can see we are having two figures, figure A and figure B. Figure A is having a reversible heat engine, this one, and an irreversible heat engine, this one, operating between same two reservoirs, that is high temperature reservoir at temperature Th, low temperature reservoir at temperature Tl. Reversible heat engine is extracting QH amount of heat and doing W reversible work and rejecting QL reversible heat to the low temperature reservoir. On the other hand, irreversible heat engine is also extracting QH amount of heat from high temperature reservoir at temperature Th and doing W irreversible work and rejecting QL irreversible heat to the low temperature reservoir. Figure B, a refrigerator, this one. The reversible heat engine is then reversed to run as a refrigerator. As this is the reversible heat engine, so we can reverse this and it will become refrigerator. When it will become refrigerator, then we are supplying W reversible work to the refrigerator so that it will extract QL reversible heat from the low temperature reservoir at temperature TL, and it will reject QH amount of heat to the high temperature reservoir at temperature TH. When we are supplying W reversible work to the refrigerator, we are getting this work from the irreversible heat engine. So the net value of work output from the irreversible heat engine will be W irreversible minus W reversible, and it is supplied with QH amount of heat from high temperature reservoir, and this irreversible heat engine is rejecting QL irreversible heat to the low temperature reservoir. Let us assume that efficiency of irreversible heat engine is greater than efficiency of reversible heat engine. This is the violation of Carnot theorem. Thus, W irreversible will be greater than W reversible, and QL irreversible will be less than QL reversible. QL irreversible will be less than QL reversible, and W irreversible is greater than W reversible. But with the above assumption, we get the equivalent combined system as shown in figure C. You can see this one. We have got this figure from this figure B. You can see we are rejecting QH amount of heat to the high temperature reservoir, and we are supplying QH amount of heat to the irreversible heat engine. So this will be cancelled out, and we are saying QL reversible is greater than QL irreversible. So the net value will be QL reversible minus QL irreversible, this one. And we are saying out of this W irreversible, we are supplying W reversible to the refrigerator. So the net value will be W irreversible minus W reversible. So this will be the net amount of work done, which is the violation of Kelvin-Planck statement of second law. It is impossible to construct a device that operates on a cycle to receive heat from a single reservoir and do an equivalent amount of work. You can see figure C. We are getting heat from a low temperature reservoir at temperature TL, and we are doing equivalent amount of work, that is W irreversible minus W reversible equal to Q reversible QL reversible minus QL irreversible. So this is the violation of second law of thermodynamics, and in which it is having violation of Kelvin Planck statement. Hence our assumption is wrong. So Carnot theorem is proved. That is, efficiency of reversible heat engine will be greater than efficiency of irreversible heat engine. Next is Carnot theorem corollage. Carnot theorem corollage 1. The efficiency of all reversible heat engine operating between the same two reservoirs are the same. Again we are having two figures, figure A and figure B. In figure A, both these engines are reversible engine, and it is operating between the same temperature reservoirs. From the first engine we are getting work WA, and from the second reversible heat engine we are getting work WB. First heat engine is supplied with QH amount of heat, second is supplied with same QH amount of heat. Now first heat engine is ejecting QLA amount of heat to the low temperature reservoir, and the second heat engine is ejecting QLB amount of heat to the low temperature reservoir. Figure B. A refrigerator, the reversible heat engine is then reversed to run as a refrigerator. Now in this case both these engines are reversible, so we are just reversing the first heat engine, so it will work as the refrigerator. And second is same reversible heat engine, and now refrigerator and the reversible heat engine B will be operating between the same two reservoirs. Now in this case WA amount of work is given to the refrigerator, so that it will extract QLA amount of heat from the low temperature reservoir and supply or reject QH amount of heat to the high temperature reservoir. On the other hand, heat engine B is extracting QH amount of heat from the high temperature reservoir, and in this case the net work output will be WB minus WA. You can see figure A. In figure A the net work output from second heat engine is WB, but now we are supplying WA amount of work from this WB, so the net value will be WB minus WA, and we are rejecting QLB amount of heat to the low temperature reservoir at temperature TL. Let us assume that efficiency of second engine is greater than efficiency of first engine. Violation of Carnot theorem corollary 1. Thus WB will be greater than WA and QLB will be less than QLA because of this assumption. But with the above assumption we get the equivalent combined system shown in figure C. You can see here QH is the amount of heat rejected and QH is the amount of heat supplied to the B. So this will be cancelled out, and the net value of work is WB minus WA, and the net value of heat, as we have considered QLB less than QLA, so it will be QLA minus QLB. So the overall equivalent system will be we are extracting QLA minus QLB amount of heat from low temperature reservoir at temperature TL, and this combined system is giving output as WB minus WA equal to QLA minus QLB, which is a violation of Kelvin Planck statement of second law, that is, it is impossible to construct a device that operates on a cycle to receive heat from a single reservoir and do equivalent amount of work. Hence, our assumption is wrong. So, Carnot theorem corollary first, that is, efficiency of engine A will be equal to engine B is proved. Carnot theorem corollary second, the efficiency of any reversible heat engine operating between two thermal reservoirs is independent of the nature of working fluid and depends only on the temperature of thermal reservoirs. I have already explained you these two diagrams, so there is no need to further explanation of these two diagrams. Now in this case, let us assume that efficiency of B be increased by changing the nature of working substance. As in this case we are considering this heat engine A is having different working substance than heat engine B, and because of this we have considered that efficiency of this heat engine B is greater than efficiency of heat engine A. Because of this assumption, what we get, WB is greater than WA and QLB less than QLA. Now this assumptions, efficiency of B greater than efficiency of A, is violation of Carnot theorem corollary second. But with the above assumptions, we get the equivalent combined system as shown in figure C. Again, there is no need to explain this figure, as I have already explained you in Carnot theorem corollary first. Now because of this figure C, which is a violation of Kelvin Planck statement of second law, it is impossible to construct a device that operates on a cycle to receive heat from a single reservoir and do an equivalent amount of work. So it is receiving heat from a single reservoir at temperature TL and doing equivalent amount of work QLA minus QLB, which is the violation of Kelvin Planck statement. Hence our assumption is wrong. So Carnot theorem corollary second, that is efficiency of A is equal to efficiency of B is proved. Next is the thermodynamic temperature scale. A temperature scale that is independent of the properties of substance that are used to measure temperature is called a thermodynamic temperature scale. A thermodynamic temperature scale is established on fact that the thermal efficiency of reversible heat engine is a function of reservoir temperatures only. That is, we can say efficiency of a reversible heat engine is a function of high temperature reservoir and low temperature reservoir, as efficiency is given as QH minus QL divided by QH, where QH is the amount of heat extracted or supplied by the high temperature reservoir or source, and QL is the amount of heat rejected to the sink. So we get 1 minus QL divided by QH. As this is the function of temperature only, so this quantity will also be a function of temperature only, TH and TL. Now you can see the figure. In this figure, this is the heat engine, first reversible heat engine A. For this reversible heat engine A, this QH is equal to Q1 and QL is equal to Q2. So this Q1 upon Q2 will be a function of T1 and T2. This T1 and T2. For this reversible heat engine, this is the source and this is the sink. For heat engine B, Q2 by Q3 is equal to function of T2 T3. For this reversible heat engine B, T2 is the source, T3 is the sink. For heat engine C, Q1 upon Q3 is a function of T1 and T3, because for reversible heat engine C, we are having source at T1 and sink at T3. Consider the identity Q1 divided by Q3 is equal to Q1 Q2 multiplied by Q2 by Q3, which corresponds to function, because we have already told you that this Q1 upon Q3 is a function of T1 T3. So we can write down here function T1 T3 is equal to function T1 comma T2 and function T2 comma T3. A careful examination of this equation reveals that the left hand side is a function of T1 and T3, and therefore right hand side must also be a function of T1 and T3 only, not T2. This one. That is, the value of product on the right side of this equation is independent of the value T2. This condition will be satisfied only if the function f has the following form: f t1 comma t2 has the following form: function t1 divided by function t2, and function t2 t3 is a function of function t2 divided by function t3. If you multiply these two terms, then this will be cancel out, function t2 function t2. What left? Function t1 by t3, which is equal to this one. So function t2 will be cancelled out from the product function t1 t2 and function t2 t3, yielding q1 by q3 is equal to function t1 t3 is equal to function t1 by function t3. So we can write down this one as this way, because this equal to this, and if this equal to this, then this value will equal to this. Thus, for reversible heat engine operating between two reservoirs at temperature TH and TL, we can say QH by QL is equal to function TH divided by function TL. This is the only requirement that the second law places on the ratio of heat transfers to and from the reversible heat engines. Several functions satisfy this equation, and the choice is completely arbitrary. Lord Kelvin first proposed taking function T is equal to T to define a thermodynamic temperature scale as QH by QL for the reversible heat engine is equal to TH by TL. This temperature scale is called the Kelvin scale, and the temperatures on these scales are called absolute temperatures. On the Kelvin scale, the temperature ratio depends on the ratio of heat transfer between a reversible heat engine and the reservoirs, and are independent of the physical properties of any substance such as volume, etc. On this scale, temperatures vary between 0 and infinity. So, for the given figure, you can see we are having a reversible heat engine, or we can call this as refrigerator also. When we are treating this as the heat engine, then this will be the QH entering and QL leaving, and W net out, this one. When we are treating this as the refrigerator, then this will be the work in, QL is the amount of heat extracted, and QH is the amount of heat rejected to the high temperature reservoir. Now, for this type of cases, if you want to find out the ratio of QH by QL, then it will come out to be equal to TH by TL according to the thermodynamic temperature scale. The thermodynamic temperature scale is not completely defined by the equation QH by QL reversible is equal to TH by TL, since it gives us only a ratio of absolute temperature. We also need to know the magnitude of a Kelvin. At the International Conference on Weight and Measures held in 1954, the triple point of water, the state at which all three phases of water exist in equilibrium, was assigned the value 273.16 Kelvin. The magnitude of a Kelvin is defined as 1 upon 273.16 of the temperature interval between absolute temperature and the triple point temperature of water. The magnitudes of temperature units on the Kelvin and Celsius scales are identical. The temperature on Kelvin and Celsius scales differ by 273.15. That is, if you want to convert, if you want to find out the value of degree Celsius from Kelvin, then the relation is T in degree Celsius equal to T in Kelvin minus 273.15. The validity of equation QH by QL for reversible process is equal to TH by TL can be demonstrated from physical consideration for a reversible cycle using an ideal gas as the working fluid. Thanks. Any questions? You can write to me gaurav.citm@gmail.com.